What is going on, Guardians, and welcome back to another Destiny gameplay video. In this video I just wanted to break down a couple of plays that I had in Trials of Osiris this weekend and kind of talk about what I did and why I did what I did, and hopefully that can shed some light on a little bit of some strategery for you. And the very first play I'm going to break down for you is actually a 6-kill round for me on heavy, where the opponent actually gets both heavy boxes. So it was a rough one, but played it smart, played it well, and got the win. So here we go, it is heavy round. We send 2 to the right, and I go left, and I actually say on the comms what I'm doing, so I may just play the whole thing for you without commentary. But I'm calling out what I see, that I got 2 guys over here. I pick one, and right about here is where everything starts to change. So first and foremost, let me rewind a second and just talk about positioning on heavy round. I don't like to pick up heavy, but I really like to position myself in a spot like this, where I can see some approaches to one of the heavy boxes, and I've got line of sight on the box itself. Now this puts me in a pretty good position to see what the enemy team is going to do. So I can see I've got 2 guys, and I can at least pick off one before I have to drop and anticipate incoming fire. That's the one guy that can't get heavy. Now here's where things change. So my 2 teammates go down to a Nova Bomb up on the high heavy. So I've got a couple of options here. I could duke out the fight here on the bottom, but if I win this fight on bottom where I started, there's not a lot to be gained because I still have 2 teammates down. The best choice in this scenario is to run and challenge the guy with heavy on top, as opposed to challenging the guy with heavy on bottom. If I win my fight up top, I can get 2 revives. So that means it's going to be a 3v1. So that's obviously, a 3v2. So that's obviously the best call, is to go for the teammates instead. So that's exactly what I do. I come up here, I challenge the tube, a place that gives me a good line of sight and plenty of options to make lateral movements to get out of the line of fire, and I win my sniper battle here. Now let's talk about my position change here. So when you're going up against heavy, and I know that we've got another guy with rockets coming in, because obviously he shot a rocket at us. One of the things you want to do is make sure you're not bunched up, and you want to split aggro. So I come out here, leave my teammates inside, and look at what that does for me. Now I've got a clear line of sight here on a couple of guys. I choke one snipe, but I get the other one. So when you fan out like that, it just makes it so that they can't use one rocket to kill you. They're not all looking in the same spot. It gives me the opportunity to flank and get guys, looking at me, looking at my teammates. And if they look at me instead, that's fine. My teammates then have the lateral angle there, the flank angle. Now my trip mine does actually get a kill. I put it up on that wall, as you saw. And then again, I'm just rotating around this room. I'm not challenging from the same spot every time, and I'm able to shut down that self-res. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, and we can finish off the last guy. So this is a round where I had to do a lot of work. I got 6 kills, but it was just playing the right angles, making the right approaches, changing up your positioning, juggling aggro. All of those things in one round can do a lot for you if you're mindful of all those things. I know it sounds like a lot, but if you make it habit, then you can really turn some bad scenarios into some pretty clutch rounds. Now let me just show you that whole play, start to finish, and let you just hear the call-outs.
They might all be coming down to me now. Oh, here he comes.
We got one down.
Yep, he just knows the bomb name.
Oh, you guys didn't cop that?
No, he crouched and hid until we got up there. Yep, that was him.
Okay, I need you guys up. I need you up. Only one has heavy, just one. Rock coming in.
One in the tunnel. 2 up top. All 3 up top.
He's absolute, the res is.
God, he's still absolute.
Trip mine, yeah.
Going for the res. He's going down the main highway.
He's absolute bottom too.
I got him.
Nice.
Now let me talk for just a second on roaming super activation. I like to activate my roaming super somewhere towards the middle of the map and then push in with it, because what that's going to do for you is it's going to cause your enemies to split. If they're bunched up, they tend to scatter and run. Sometimes they'll stand their ground. That can actually be a good thing for you depending on how good you are and how accurate you are with your super. But activate it in cover. See, I'm going to use the exact same approach with my Goldie. 3 times here, 3 plays back to back. This is all the same card, by the way. And get some team wipes doing it. And what that's going to do is that can do a number of things. It can make them scatter. Another thing it can do is sort of corral them. You're going to force them to go a certain direction, and that's going to free your teammates up to maybe cut them off and to do pinches. That's a great way to get team wipes, is to use a roaming super to force people into your teammates. Great way of handling it. Now here's an instance where it's just all about using cover correctly. So I know that I'm tagged, I know there's a guy pursuing me, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to back down into this area and look at just how much of an advantage I have in this area. Let me break down for you. So here's a narrow space, big part of the screen, very narrow space he can pursue me from. That means it's going to be easy to hit a throwing knife if the guy pursues me down this lane. Now look at this. I got a flat surface to my left. I'm playing on Gunslinger. That means trip mines if I choose to go that route. And I've also got on my right some cover that I can duck into if the guy pursues. So I have such an advantage here, and it actually plays out pretty easily. It's hard to miss a throwing knife in a tight quarters like that. So just kind of being aware of your environment and what you have available to you can give you quite the edge over your competition. And again here, similar scenario. I'm going to approach from bottom of the tube, and when I look up the tube, here's what I see when I look up this tube. Here's what I see. I see a pillar in the distance. It's a flat surface for a trip, well, not flat, but it's a surface for a trip mine, and I see a narrow opening. It's going to make it easy to land throwing knives. Shabop shaboop, easy peasy lemon squeezy. So trip mine goes off, primes some guys, and makes it so that they're easy cleanup. So hopefully this has been helpful for you guys. Hopefully doing these breakdowns, you get to see things kind of the way that I see them and why I approach certain scenarios the way that I do. And guys, I look forward to potentially catching you in the Crucible.